Okay, today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to draw this cute little turtle here. I love animation because it always has exaggerated features of some sort. As you can see in this turtle, the eyes are very exaggerated, and in most cartoons there's usually one or two features that are very exaggerated compared to the other features, which gives it that whimsical, cartoony look as opposed to the realism. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to kind of figure out where his shell is. His shell isn't very big, so we're going to start out here. And it's kind of rounded. Bring it up and round it off on the other side. There, it doesn't have to be perfect right now. We can fill it in later when we're done with the drawing. Then we can go ahead and start filling in with color, and when we do that is when we can kind of see what lines we want to keep and what lines we don't want to keep. But right now it's not very important to be perfect with our placement. We're just kind of giving a rough sketch as to where we want it to be and kind of how we want it to look on the paper. So start out with that, and then you want to go ahead and draw the top of his shell here. Just round it out like that. And then he's got these little spots on his shell. Some are rounded, some are more squared off. You can kind of be creative here and do it however you would like it to be. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be however you want it to be. This is your little turtle, and you can make it look however you want it to look. It's the great thing about art. You have the freedom to be creative. And if you want it to have more spots, it can have more spots. If you want it to have less, it can have less. Now he's got his cute little tail sticking out down here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in there. And then his little leg comes just overlapping the tail a bit. He has very tiny legs, so we don't want to make them too big. Then his little belly comes down here, and he's got his other leg, which is behind the first leg. So when you're bringing it down, you don't want it to come all the way down to this foot because it's in the foreground. Or I'm sorry, it's in the background. This one is in the foreground. So you want it to be a little bit bigger because it's closer to us. Draw his little toes on here. And then can draw his other foot. Try to make it about the same size as this one. Draw in his little toes again. There we go. And then he's got the edge of his neck is coming up here. Don't know how I want that to be yet. So I'll come back down here. He's got his little foot kicked out. So you want to kick out his foot like this. Sorry about my lighting, guys. Trying to get the camera and everything adjusted. Hopefully in another tutorial or two I'll have all of that worked out so that it'll be easier for you to see as I'm drawing and not just when I move my hand away. Now there are shadows. This foot is a little bigger, so I'm going to make that a little bigger. There are shadows on his legs and on his body, but we're not going to worry about those right now. Like I said before, this is just a rough sketch, and then later on when we add color, that's when we're going to get more detailed and focus in more on shading and on where we want everything to be colored to look just perfect. Here I want his neck a little bigger, going to erase this line that I had there before. That. Okay. And then his head starts curving right around the top of the shell, maybe a little before. And he's got a big head. This is our big animated turtle. So we want him to be nice and large in the head area. There we go. Bring his little mouth around here. That up like so. Have some lines here that I need to get rid of. And there we go. Okay. Curves down a little bit. I think I want his face a little bigger. There we go. Erase that line I had before. Okay, that's the shape I want his head. Now if I am going too fast for you, just feel free to pause the video until you catch up. I don't want to rush you. Art should be fun, and you get your little turtle looking exactly how you want it to look. And if it doesn't look just like mine, that is okay. The great thing about art is its perspective, and if your turtle doesn't look just like mine, that makes it unique. All right, so we got another, he's got his little cheek up here. I'll give him a smile. He's a happy little turtle. There we go. Okay, he's got his smile. And then we got big animated eyes. So I'm gonna focus in on those eyes next. I want his eye to start around here. He's got his little cheek here. Is he smiling? So it raises his face up a little bit there. And then we got his big eyeball. Oh, I put that too high. I think I want that a little closer to his mouth so that his eyeball can be super large. I want the eyeball to be the focal point of this drawing. Got a big eyeball. Want to make it nice and oval. There we go. And I think I want my eyeball to be leaning a little bit more than that. I'm going to come back on top. I'm going to make it a little more tilted. And I think I like that better. Like I said, you just play with it until you get it how you want it. Okay, like so. Maybe a little more rounded. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now what I'm going to do, make sure his little cheek here is there. I'm going to put a little eyelid here, there, and then he's got this big black part of the eye. And then we're gonna leave a little white spot in here, and then a little shaded area in here. There we go. All right, so we're almost ready to start coloring. Okay, let me take a look and see if there's anything else I want to change before I pull out my colors. I think I'm happy with my outline. Just to remind myself, he's got a little white belly down here, so I'm going to put that little line so I don't forget. And then you can use whatever you want to color him. You can use markers, crayons, colored pencils. You can even paint if you want to paint him. I think I'm going to use my colored pencils. And there you have it, your cute little finished turtle. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.